Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ray Dolan from Mullingar, in the centre of Mullingar, actually in the house, as I say, and I'm here with Paddy Mathews. And Paddy is a very interesting man because he's with the tourist game he's in. Paddy, hello there.
How are you, Ray?
Paddy, we're in here. Where exactly are we, Paddy?
We're in Mullingar, in Failte, Ireland's office, in the Fair Green.
Yeah.
Second floor, overlooking the town.
That's right. We'll just show you there, folks. This is Mullingar. As you can see, there's the cathedral. Oh, it's around the corner. But anyway, this is where we are, and we just have the light in our faces because it's a lovely morning in Mullingar. Paddy, we're here in the tourist area, as I say, but Paddy, what's your position here in this great team up here in Mullingar?
Well, we've 15 people in the office here. We've about 9 different teams across Failte, Ireland, and I'm heading up the Ireland's Hidden Heartlands team, which is our newest 4th brand, following Wild Atlantic Way, Ireland's Ancient East, Dublin, and the 4th piece of the jigsaw now is Ireland's Hidden Heartlands, which is an area in the centre of the country. The spine of it is the Shannon and the Bear Breffni walking route, and it's all about getting active in nature. It's about getting out there, Ireland's chill out zone, if you like. It's a place to get away from the hectic everyday life and just to relax, and we have that in spades in the Midlands, and the Heartlands brand is all about that. It's brand new.
So you headed up the Wild Atlantic Way, as I say, and that was you were at that for 3 years, were you?
I was working on the Wild Atlantic Way previously with Failte, Ireland, and the development stage. So what I would have done was worked on the development of the route. We had a fantastic team working on that, and also the signage of it, and then that was up to 2014, and then it was handed over. Someone else took it over at that stage to run with it, and it's been a tremendous success since then. It's in its 4th, 5th year now. Really happy with the way it's going. It's really been a success for international visitors as well, and very, very good. We're very, very happy with that. Ireland's Ancient East, then, which Mullingar is within, actually, it's right in the middle of Ireland's Ancient East, and that's all about storytelling. It's about Ireland's 5,000 years of history, told by the best storytellers in the world, and that's a very, very important brand for us, and again doing very well internationally as well. And now we have the development of Ireland's Hidden Heartlands, which is just launched back in April, and we're only putting the team in place at the moment, and we'll be based here in Mullingar. Very, very happy with that, and we see great, we're very, very optimistic about the growth that can come on the back of Heartlands.
So really there's a lot of, as I say, we've all this tourist thing going on, we've tourists coming in from all over the world, and you're sharing the story with them and all that. So you're putting these into different areas so you can sort of show it to everyone else in the world. And as I say, we have a huge diaspora as well, so they're always looking in as well, and they're encouraging people. But if you, so we could say with the Midlands, you could say it's the chill out zone. You were saying earlier on, so we chill out in the Midlands, but a big thing as well that I recognise is people that have after coming over to Ireland and stayed here in Mullingar, they feel it's sort of the real Ireland.
It is, yeah. It's it's off the beaten track a bit. I mean, most of our visitors visit Dublin and the West Coast.
Yeah, and it's established.
It's established. It's
bang into their head like for thousands of years, well, hundreds of years.
Yeah, I mean, people in Killarney have been doing tourism for literally hundreds of years since Queen Victoria.
It's bred into them.
It's bred into them. And this part of Ireland tends to be your transit zone. People pass through it on the way to the west, and what we want to do here really is to get people slowing down, spending more time in the area. At the moment we have a very low share of overseas visitors, and we want to first build the domestic visitor, get people in Ireland holidaying in this area first of all, and then build up the things there are to see and do. There are great things to see and do in this area already, but we can add to that and we can do more in relation to that. And then it's about working on the international visitor as well. So you build a good base of domestic homegrown visitors, get people on staycations, get them staying at home, holidaying here, and then you layer on the international visitor after that.
And then, well, I'd be sort of pushing Mullingar all the time, and from Mullingar in Mullingar, and that would be the idea of sort of building up your brand, as I say in this business. But you're sort of, what I'd be doing is encouraging people to come to Mullingar and seeing what Mullingar is all about. On the other hand, then you have, so if we could stop them at the airport, right? And we could have stickers on them, right? And when they're leaving, then we could say, hello there, you're very welcome to Ireland. You're going to Galway, and put a sticker on them and send them off. And you're going to Mullingar, put a sticker on them and send them off. And then when they come back, then we could get feedback from them. But I know you do it in another different way, but that's not a bad idea. We were sort of just having the crack with that. But if anyone has any ideas out there about sharing it, because Mullingar, as I say, we've a ton of accommodation. We have a ridiculous amount of accommodation in Mullingar.
Great accommodation, yeah. And it'd be something like we'd like nothing more to do than stand at the airport and say, right, you're going there, and you're going there, you're going there. Visitors come over with their preconceptions of Ireland,
They do.
you know, and they'll go where they want to go, and you can't tell visitors where to go. You'd love to, but our challenge really is about you know, shifting those very ingrained travel routes that people have around Ireland at the moment. And most tourism in Ireland happens on a line south of Dublin to Galway.
Right.
And the challenge for us is making sure that we get a lot more happening within the middle of Ireland and a lot more happening in the northern bit as well. And that's the challenge. As a development agency, Failte Ireland is charged with spreading the load as much as possible. We have very strong policies on what we call regionality and seasonality. So we want to spread the benefits of tourism to as many counties as possible, and we want to spread the time that visitors spend here as well. You know? So at the moment we have a fairly short season. We have a fairly short season from most destinations. Dublin itself is a fairly long season now, but in other parts of the country, the season could be as short as 6 weeks, you know, in July and August, in some parts of the West and some parts of the Midlands as well. So we want to start to spread that as well, and you know, bring greater economic benefit to all counties across Ireland, you know, and that's the challenge in the Heartlands. It's a challenge in Ireland's ancient East as well, and we're up for the challenge. And we need, you know, we've got great enthusiastic people working within tourism on the ground.
Oh yeah,
great people working in hotels, in attractions, activity providers on the Shannon as well.
And another thing as well is what gets into people's heads. So if you say, "Oh my God, I'm going to Ireland," or wherever you're from, and you come to Ireland, you say, "Well, I got to go to Dublin. I got to go and see the Book of Kells or whatever. I got to go to Galway. I got to see a pub in Galway, and then I got to go to the Cliffs of Moher, and then home again." Now they go home and they're sitting at the table having, "Oh, Mary, how did you get on there? Oh, it was fantastic. We went here, and went there, and went the other place." And that's ingrained in people, and then you could say it's network marketing because they tell them, they were like, "Oh, Mary was here and she said it was fantastic and the whole lot," and then, you know, so they we're going to Ireland next year. Now we're not saying just the Americans, we're saying everyone, because everyone comes back with their story, whether they're in Disneyland, whether they're in Ishnock, whether they're wherever, they come back and sit down and say, "Where were you?" Or it's like all the kids are back to school now and saying, "What do you do in your holidays?" But we do it naturally ourselves at the table or wherever, talking to someone on the phone or interneting or whatever, but we communicate it. That's what we're trying to get across. You know?
And it's difficult. I mean, you know, most people come to Ireland, who come to Ireland come once, you know, and we don't get a great level of repeat visits. You know, it's in around 30%.
So you just give it one blast.
Give it one blast. And if you're going to Paris once, and you know you're only going to go once, you're going to want to see the Louvre, the Eiffel Tower, you're going to want to see the famous sites, you know. And it's the same with people coming to Ireland. You know, they'll want to see Guinness Storehouse, Book of Kells, Cliffs of Moher, Killarney, and it's difficult to get them out of that pattern as well. Whereas we have we have fantastic attractions, particularly within Ireland's ancient East and hidden heartlands in Mullingar and Athlone and the Shannon, and it's difficult to break that pattern. But we're slowly doing it, you know, and we're beginning to see a spread of tourism gradually, very, very incrementally. Year on year, we're beginning to see people spreading out a bit more, getting off the beaten track.
They want their own private holiday.
They want their own private holiday, and they don't want to be in among the crowds necessarily. You know, they want places that they can have a very authentic, unique experience with local people. You know, and that's really what tourists nowadays are valuing more than anything else. And we have that to offer in spades here.
Brilliant. Patrick, or Paddy, is to say, you're from just outside Meath, is that right?
I'm from Cullen in County Louth, just between Slane and Ardee, and I followed my wife here to Mullingar about 15 years ago, and I've been delighted to be living in Mullingar now for the last 15 years. Love the place.
So you're from Mullingar in Mullingar?
I'm from Mullingar in Mullingar. Brilliant.
And the other thing is your history as well. You told me you started off in tourism really as a passion. It's like we start off in music and then it becomes your job. So you started off in where? Newgrange?
Yeah, when I was a student, I used to cycle over to Newgrange every day as a tour guide for 3 summers, and that kind of got me interested in history and heritage and tourism, you know, and about, you know, showing what we have to offer in this country to foreign visitors. That really ignited in me, you know, wanting to do that as a job, you know, and luckily I ended up in Failte Ireland for the last 12 years, and I love my job.
So your passion became your job.
It did, yeah.
There you are, folks, in Mullingar, from Mullingar, in Mullingar. Just I nearly got it wrong. With Paddy, as I say, and as I say, we're promoting our country. If you're out there, promote your country. And if you're in the diaspora, tell everyone how great the country of Ireland is, and especially for all the people around this area. So if we've tourists coming through, make sure to stay. This is Ray Dolan from Mullingar with Paddy in the office. Good luck to you.